A lot of games here I haven't finished yet. Unfinished, 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 finished, unfinished, 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 unfinished. Not even close to finished. You know, if only I had a PlayStation Vita, then I could see a hell of a lot more. But I don't. I have a PlayStation 2, and I can't see the new stuff. Oh well. I don't think I really feel like going back to that now. What's on Steam? Okay, let's see what Steam has. I don't feel like I have enough games. I need a lot of games to tie me over till this pandemic is over, which is probably not going to happen for another 5 years. So, let's see here. Wow. Now I really have a reason not to own a PlayStation Vita. And let's play. Hey guys, what is up? This is Matthew Davis Media once again. Welcome back to another video game review. Oh my god, 2 weeks ago this happened unexpectedly. I mean, it was kind of expected, but we just didn't know when it was going to happen. But in 2012, the PlayStation Vita had this little game called Persona 4 Golden, which was originally a game that was released for the PS2 with a bit less content, still pretty long, but Persona 4 Golden, before Persona 5 came out, was hailed as one of the best JRPGs of all time and one of the best video games ever made. And with the release of it on PC, more players can play it now because people play PC more than PlayStation Vita. Since, the PlayStation Vita didn't do that well, but, with the big releases such as Persona 5 Royale, Atlus decided to just port this game onto PC so more people could play it. Now, if you don't know, like I said before, this is basically an upgraded remake of Persona 4 for the PlayStation 2. I haven't finished the original Persona 4, and I'm probably never going to now since I've finished this game, but there's a big difference between this game and the original game, okay? But before I get into it, if you don't know what Persona 4 is about, it's about this, you're basically this student called Yu, but you can call him whatever you want, YU, not YOU. And you're staying with your uncle for a year who has a daughter named Nanako, and from there you meet up with new friends, you're enrolled into a new school, but from there murders start happening across the world, or across the town, since you don't really explore the world. And basically you have to solve them, and the way you solve them is by going inside this TV with a talking teddy bear called Teddy. And from there you make relationships with a lot of guys and girls. You can romance girls, you can't romance guys, which is a shame. But anyways, from there you have to solve the cases and eventually, solve the crimes of what's going on. And from there you help out each character, and each of those characters you help out joins in your party. And from there we got ourselves a really long adventure filled to the brim with content and a brand new character that wasn't in the original Persona 4, which adds a bigger impact on the story. Basically, just like Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royale, I played Persona 5 before I played Persona 4, so it's basically like that, With each Persona game, Atlus decides to remake it and make it surprisingly better than ever. And from here, we got ourselves a JRPG that I can easily say is worth owning if you never had a PlayStation Vita, okay? This game is massive, okay? I mean, not quite as massive as Persona 5 Royal, lasting to about 60 hours. Well, I didn't do a lot of the side quests because I got kind of confused on what I had to do, but, you know, that's the thing is, this game doesn't really hold your hand as much as Persona 5 does. I mean, the levels are simple to figure out. You just gotta find a certain area to go to, but it's basically a mixture of dungeon crawler and dating simulation. From there, you're just living your own life, okay, and you're trying to be a good student, and it's a bit different, okay? You're not dealing with, you know, any crime that you committed, like in Persona 5. You're basically just, you know, a normal student who is visiting his uncle. And from there, you develop a relationship between these two that you stay with, Dojima and Nanako, who's the daughter of Dojima. And honestly, the relationship between you and Nanako is absolutely adorable. Basically, you're cousins, but she treats you like if you were her big brother. And I did feel like they felt more like siblings than cousins. And that's the thing, your relationship with these characters, it's absolutely stellar, okay? I loved interacting with these characters. Even if they weren't from my party, there's still a lot of characters to interact with. Like, over a dozen, like dozens of characters to interact with, okay? Tons you can romance. I only romanced one character because I did not want to go into that position where if you romance a bunch of other different characters, bad stuff is going to happen. I learned that the really hard way in Persona 5. I mean, I didn't romance every single one. I just romanced like 2, even if I romance another girl. The other one's just going to kick my ass. But I didn't do that. So basically, this game has a lot to offer. There's new music, and well, technically it's not really new since it came out in 2012. This is basically a port of the 2012 game, which was a port of the 2008 game, which adds a lot more content. Like I said, there's a new character called Mary who has been, you know, having some weird memories, and she's trying to, sometimes she's forgetting them, but she has a big part in the story later on, and in order for you to see more of the game, you have to rank up your maximum rank with her before it gets to that point where you're about to go. And you have to be careful near the end, because if you make one wrong move, you're going to get a bad ending, and you're probably going to have to go to another save file. And basically, if you want to see the more content, the new content, or the content that wasn't in the PS4 game, or PS2 game, then you, my biggest recommendation is looking up a guide online. Like, that's what I've usually been doing. Anyways, let's talk about the characters. There are a lot of interesting characters and NPCs to interact with, such as your best boy Yusuke, or Yosuke. I'm thinking of Yusuke from Persona 5. It's just you and Yosuke. And of course, you got girl characters like Chie, Yukiko, Rise, a bunch of other characters. And of course, you have your mascot Teddy, who I actually did enjoy. There's a part later on where he turns human. Basically, when he's outside of the world, his body turns into a costume. Like, it was his full body when you first meet him, but later on he grows a body inside of him. And yeah, I liked Teddy. Although, I'm sorry, but if I have to pick best mascot, I'm sorry, but I have to go with this boy here. This boy will always stick with me. And I don't think that's ever going to change. Sorry, fandom. That's just my opinion. But anyways, like I said before, there is a lot to do. Of course, you know, you have questions to answer, you know, you can build up your skills and stuff. So the more you rank up your skills, the more you can participate in events by, you know, going into these events with these characters. Like, there's a bunch of different side quests to do, and sometimes there are big parts of the story, and I had a lot of fun doing so. And of course, if you don't know what personas are basically kind of like Pokemon. You collect them, you can fuse them up to make them stronger, and you can make a bunch of different ones. There's like I don't know, like hundreds, like probably the 100 mark. I mean, it's hard to find every single persona in this game. Like, if you're gonna wanna get every single persona, you're just gonna have to, like, I don't know, go on New Game Plus, because I feel like it's hard to do in one sitting. And it's not really easy to rank up every single character you meet. Sometimes there are specific things you have to do, like with this fox, you have to do certain side quests, and certain stuff you do will basically progress in the game moving from one day to another. Basically, it's basically like I mentioned in my Persona 5 reviews. It's basically like that. I mean, this came out before Persona 5, but this game certainly has a lot to offer, okay? It manages to not have a dull moment, okay? It never feels slow. I found the story to be very intriguing, and I found the characters to be very fun and likable. And there's a lot of moments throughout the game where you're bonding with them that just have so much heart and depth to them. Like, I felt like these characters were definitely my friends, and I wanted to make sure that all of them had a good ending. Like, I didn't want to end the game early or stuff like that, because this is not a game where you want to end early, okay? This is a game where you want to progress, okay? You want to make it to the very end of the game so you don't miss out. I mean, I have missed out on a few things, but not really major things. Like, just like Persona 5, this game has so much replayability, and because it's on PC, I feel like if you're a PC gamer and you haven't played this game, I really think you should, okay? As for issues with the game, on PC, it doesn't run perfectly. I mean, the graphics look absolutely fantastic. It's just, sometimes it doesn't run fully well. When I first started playing it, I did get into a couple of crashes, which did cause me to lose a lot of progress, okay? And basically, the only way you can save is, you can't save manually, like, randomly, like, sometimes when you're in a dungeon, you have to go back to the dungeon and save, just in case. So I just crossed my fingers and hoped that, you know, with all the progress I've been making, that my computer doesn't crash. And it didn't for a while. I mean, I managed to finish the game, so there's that. I mean, there is so many funny moments in the game, too. There are times where this game can be really funny and really emotional, too, and I just love that aspect of the entire game. Bosses are epic too. It can be pretty challenging, and the game offers a lot of grinding that you can do so you can make your character stronger, okay? Or, you know, you can just put it on the lowest difficulty and you'll be perfectly fine. And just enjoy the story, but if you want a challenge, then you're probably going to have to rank up, you know, put it on the highest difficulty ever. I mean, yeah. There are different endings from this. I mean, it has the same endings as the original Persona 4, but there are a few new endings as well, which I haven't really seen the original endings for the original Persona 4 since I haven't really played that. I mean, I have, just, as far as I made it past, you know, the Kanji dungeon, and that's basically it. But from here, I just felt like, you know, I had fun progressing with the story, and the level design is absolutely fantastic. My favorite one has to be, you know, this video game world where everything is 8-bit and stuff like that. It was just so much fun to get through, okay? So, all in all, Persona 4 Golden has a lot to offer, and I'm glad that I finally got to play it. This is the game that, you know, I felt like I just needed to play. But I didn't want to spend hundreds of dollars on another console just to play that one game, because that's kind of the only game that really intrigued me and interested me when, you know, I saw that it was only exclusive on PlayStation Vita. And it's a shame that it's not available on PlayStation 3. The original Persona 4 is Persona 3 and Persona 4 is on PlayStation 3, but not Persona 4 Golden, and I don't understand why, because PlayStation 3 was still around at that time, so there wasn't a PS3 port, and I mean, there's no PS4 port. So, but if I had to get it on PC, if that was my only other option, then I had to get it on PC. And I had a great time playing it on PC. So, all in all, you know, Persona 4 Golden has a fantastic story, lovable characters, it is filled to the brim with stuff to do, and it never felt dull, it never felt boring. Those times where I felt like I got stuck, you know, you can always just look up a guide, but there are some times where you might get stuck on a few things, you know, in order to progress. I had to make sure, time out my days very, very carefully, because just one wrong move, if you forget to go into the dungeon at the last possible second, then you're going to screw up, and you're just going to finish the game early. But do not finish this game early, okay? Try your best to get the best possible ending that you can. I feel like you're going to be absolutely satisfied, okay? It truly is a work of art, and I recommend anyone who has a PC, who hasn't played PlayStation Vita, or doesn't have a PlayStation Vita, even if you do and you don't have this game, I highly recommend it, okay? It truly is a classic, a modern classic. And I feel like, you know, more people should play this game. If you played Persona 5 before, then I think you're absolutely going to love Persona 4. I'm going to give Persona 4 Golden a 4.5 out of 5. It could have easily been a perfect 5 out of 5 if it wasn't for those issues I had on PC. Maybe if I was playing the PlayStation Vita version, then maybe it would be a perfect score, but for now, you know, on PC, it's 4.5. I'm not sure what my rating would be for the PlayStation Vita version. It could possibly be higher, but who knows? I mean, there's a lot of possibility. I mean, I gave both Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royale perfect scores, so yeah. Check this game out. It's totally worth your time. It's only available for 20 bucks on Steam. 25 if you want to get like the, I don't know, the deluxe edition or whatever it is. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Word out.